I hope you are having an amazing day, my friends. How's the day been treating you so far? No complaints on my side. I just pushed out a quick video on the missing lady. Let's help find her, right? And make sure she's safe. She's 23 years old. Mackenzie Luke, I just put it in my last video. This is an interesting story with a lot of rumors floating around. The bottom line is Wall Street demands profits, right? And I can assure you, you know it as well. The Uber IPO and the Lyft IPO definitely did not live up to Wall Street's expectations. So they want to see money. How do they get money? How do they start seeing profits? How are you guys? I mean, shout out to David W., Enrique, Sean, BB Junk Stuffix, Abbas, John Smith, Manny, New York for life. Good to see you guys. I want to read to you briefly out of the many articles. Paul Figueroa, how are you, my friend? Guys, if you haven't signed up at streetteams.com, do it right now. I'm going to put the link underneath. A lot of people are joining. Good topics are coming online through streetteams.com. And the other cool thing is that we're collecting all those voices, right? So we're becoming one unified voice at streetteams.com. Back to this article. I researched this a lot, and I wanted to see if it had any merit. They say that the ride-sharing companies will have to hike fares to arrest slowing growth and mounting losses, right? Lyft and Uber's IPO filings revealed that they are in deep losses, while the latter went on to make it clear that it may not be able to achieve profitability. But that's not going to cut it on Wall Street, where stock prices and earnings performances matter the most. Investors and analysts will want answers as to how Lyft and Uber plan to get profitable. And there's one obvious answer to this question: higher fares, right? We've already seen all the rate cuts on our side, right? Now Wall Street is demanding higher fares on passengers. We saw this coming. I've been reporting on this for months. The question is, how would you do it? How would I do it? How should the CEO do it, right? What do you suggest, right? I suggested within 6 months, do 2 rate increases, 15-15 or 15-10, bring it up to 25-30% rate increase. These guys are getting so much from us. These guys here with these smiling faces, they're getting so much from us, right, for so little money. They're getting platinum A-class service, clean cars, our cars, best drivers, greatest of all time drivers for Trump change, right? Versus other limousine companies, versus taxis. These guys are getting Rolls-Royce service from us, the drivers, for Trump change. So there's no doubt in my mind, saw this coming. The rate increases for passengers are going to happen, mark my words. And the articles that I'm reading back it up, right? So Lyft and Uber's losses will force their hands, right? They're going to have to do this. There's no way out. When the money runs out, and going public is a good way to kind of, obviously they can access capital, but now they've got to report and they've got to be responsible. And lots of people are looking at this and saying, yeah, the party could be in fact over for riders, for passengers. Riders, passengers, I have bad news for you. Your party might be over soon. Tita Lugo in the house. Journey with Jordan, good to see you. Thriller Man, I like that. George Marrero, keep the good comments coming, guys and girls. Conrad and Alangui, Ace Ramon. Thank you for joining, Ace Ramon. I liked you back. I joined you back on streetteams.com. Keep the good stuff coming on streetteams.com. Now, Manny's words are right on point given the losses Lyft and Uber IPO filings revealed. Lyft incurred a loss of $911 million last year, a significant jump from the 2017 loss of $688 million. The company's 2016 loss was $682 million, right? So higher losses, what's Wall Street going to do? You know, they're looking at the numbers right now. They are truly forcing Uber and Lyft's hand. Lyft has already warned investors that its losses will increase in the future thanks to international expansion and subsidized rides to boost ridership. The company brought some relief to investors when it reported a slightly smaller adjusted loss in its first quarter as a public company, but the outlook clearly told us why the company could think of hiking fares, folks. Lyft expects top-line growth of 59 to 60% in the second quarter as compared to the prior year period. That seems great at first, but you shouldn't forget that the company's revenue jumped a whopping 95% during the first quarter. What's more, investors won't like the full year outlook either, since the company expects its adjusted EBITDA loss to fall between 1.15 billion and 1.175 billion. That would be a big jump from the year ago period's figure of 943 million. On the other hand, Uber's IPO filing revealed a loss of almost $2 billion last year, and its first quarter results indicate that things won't be improving anytime soon, right? So don't be surprised if these losses keep on climbing, according to the S1 filing. But that is not how Wall Street works, folks. Once revenue growth starts slowing down and losses balloon further, Lyft and Uber will have to find a way to show profitability to have their stock prices from crashing. Raising fares is one way to do that, right? Because such a move will boost Lyft's and Uber's top lines and help arrest losses. Be ready for an expensive ride, dear passenger, dear Lyft passenger, dear Uber passenger. Now, here is the big question, right? The question is, our drivers pay, which is going down and down and down. Will Uber and Lyft pass on some of those rate increases to drivers to make up for the fallout, for the unhappiness, for people leaving, right? So, you know me, I've been pushing for new leadership at both companies. I truly think it's time to leave. They should pack up their pens, clean up their desks, and leave. Then you need to have guys or a lady CEO, whichever way, come in, immediately increase rates on passengers, immediately make sure that the atomic fallout of drivers leaving ends. So you do something to build a bridge over to them, to keep them, to increase their rates. And the only way I see this happening is by Uber and Lyft simultaneously increasing the rates for passengers, big time, one big step followed by another step. And then, you know, if they're going up 15, immediately pass on 5 to 7% to the driver. And then if they're doing another 15%, immediately pass on another 5 to 7%, that we can maybe see another 10 to 15% increase within 6 months. Now, I want to jump straight into the room because I'm more concerned and interested rather how you would do this if you think this is important. Yes. Here we go. Notacab said that the head of Uber is not worth 150 million a year. What a effing joke. Now he's not getting that much. He's getting about 40 something million. There was one guy who was actually making more than the CEO, but I believe he's left, right? Yep. The goat's in the making, and we have another massive announcement for July the 4th, so I'll keep you posted, right? If you guys look at the current setup, right? If you look at the passenger rates, if you look at what you are getting, I'm really throwing this out there. How would you, over the next 6 months, structure It's going to happen. Mark my words. That's going to happen within the next 30 to 60 days. There's no doubt about it. There's such immense pressure from Wall Street. How would you do it, right? So Thriller Man says, I think Uber should get only 10 to 15%. So you thinking they should get 10 to 15% of the entire fare? That would not make the model work. We once upon a time had a 75-25 split that obviously didn't work for them. It did work for us. But the moment they started chipping away, right, on our 75% side, all the way down now to 40, them 60, just doesn't work anymore, right? So Lorenzo Davis, how are you? Go back to 75-25. That's what I'm pushing on. And when I'm doing the polls at streetteams.com, go there, check it out. In the GOAT forum, in the GOAT discussion room, we're doing polls. And most of the people are aiming for the 75-25 split, right, for this new company. Or 70-30, as Speed Racer says, not a penny less, right? So Lorenzo Davis says it's 55-45 now. I can tell you that it's 60-40 in a lot of markets, right? It might be 55-45 in your market. I've seen 50-50 in certain markets, but you just cannot make the money. And they have to reach out to these guys and girls and say, listen, sorry, right? Here it is. Here's the news. We are increasing your rates by, let's say, starting with 15%. This girl then immediately shouts out, oh, crap, we're getting a rate increase. Other one says, you must be kidding. This girl says, no way. This guy says, you're joking, right? No, I'm not joking, guys. Passengers, listen up, right? Uber and Lyft are not taking care of their drivers. You guys, honestly, tip the driver well, right? They deserve it. And I've done a lot of surveys in my car. We had a caller the other day who's done surveys in his car. I've asked people if they've surveyed people in their car, and passengers are ready and will accept a hike, a rate hike. They will accept it because they're realizing they're getting the very, very best service from us for very little money. So it goes without say, they are fine with a rate hike. The question is, how far will Uber and Lyft push on their side before they start leaving? They've already pushed all the cylinders on our side and see a lot of drivers leaving. Now, what's the tipping point here, right, for both sides? When have drivers had enough? When have passengers had enough? I say there's still a good 20 to 30% room on the passenger rider side that they can increase on, right? And a lot of that should be passed over immediately to the driver. So what do we have? What are my friends saying here? These little screens keep on popping up. That's funny. Richard NG, if they cannot agree, start trimming the fat from the top down. Super good point, and I've been saying this. There's no reason two of these guys made 40 million plus, right? 15 to 20 million is ample. Cut them back 50-60% right away. Free up right away $150 million on salaries across the board. It's unacceptable. They worked it out. I don't know if anybody knows this, but what the hourly rate is for, Uber employees and execs, they have like an average. It was insane if you compare to, the $9 or $10 that we are earning per hour average after the expenses. Derek K makes $19,000 per hour. I haven't verified that, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Unfortunately, when you have drivers that are not on board with the rest of us, Uber and Lyft will be striving. And that's why, guys, you got to go and register on streetteams.com so we can get organized, so we can organize strikes, we can get flyers out. I plead with you, please register on streetteams.com. Reach out to me. My profile is there, Rideshare Professor. Follow me. I'll follow you back so I can keep you posted so that the Street Teams support team can keep you posted on happenings, right? Tony Slaughter, should I call them and tell them, don't worry about my bonus, they need it more than me, on their call line? Do it. Why not? Do it. Do it. Speed racer CEOs and executives all over need a pay cut. They should accept a living wage and put more profit back into the company. Sadly, that's not how they work, but that's what should happen. Roy Watkins, Vegas in the house. How are you? Cool. Tim, the Maney Killer Miller, just registered yesterday. Thank you. I did see your name there. Loki, the Machinist. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Inland Empire. Good to see you. San Bernardino in the house. Go and register at streetteams.com right away, folks. So if you could maybe share on streetteams.com so that I can start pushing riders and passengers to that website so that they can see what us drivers feel like, what a good, what a good increase, a fair increase should be for them so that they can get into the discussion with us. Keto Me says, my car was brand new in 2014 when I started, and now it's ready for the junkyard. That's not cool. Oh, Phillies fan, you can go straight in. If you've signed up, you don't even have to wait for we've bypassed the email verification. You can immediately log in with your email and password. Go and try it right away. It was fixed. Amy Montgomery, Orange County, California. How are you today? You're not far away from me at all. David R., hot and humid in Central Florida, I bet. Crazy weather patterns. Let's see, who do we have? Tito Lugo, and thank you, I appreciate it. The Beast of Texas, Houston in the house. Love Houston. Lori Trista, how are you? Ventura, California. Another Houston, Texas guy, Polo Taylor, how are you? Visionaire, San Francisco. Hey, San Francisco driver, have you noted any of those $2 drop-off fees in your phone for areas that are not so busy? They're apparently giving $2. Can you report back to us on that? Has anybody else seen these little $2 bonuses that they're getting per trip if they end up in a not too busy area? I would appreciate your feedback. Folks, Chicago in the house, let him know, boxing. Amy Dean in the house, Galveston, cool to see Galveston. I've been there, cool place. Dan Ramirez, hopefully we won't be talking about Uber and Lyft anymore. Hopefully we'll be talking about the new platforms. And Trip, get your act together. We need a third company. We're working on our fourth company now, right? GOAT, the GOAT platform. We need to mix it up. Competition is healthy. Once Uber and Lyft see legitimate players in the field, then they will also pull up their socks. Right now, they're already collaborating. Uber and Lyft, arch rivals, already collaborating, bringing out memos, announcements to Uber and Lyft drivers. So that they're in bed together. That John Zimmer, Logan Green, Derek Kay all climb into bed together at night and cozy up and have sweet dreams, because when they wake up, their account overnight made more money, right? Pass the cash on, executives. Take care of your workforce. Menlo Park in the house. John Resendes. How are you, Patrick? Sergeant Knoxville. Jay Nella Henry, Florida in the house. GOAT, greatest of all time drivers. I downloaded the Trip app. I tested the passenger side. Did not work. I made a video about it. Put in West Palm Beach to was it Fort Lauderdale? It was a 40, 50-minute drive, and they quoted the estimated $481. Nobody's going to pay that. So they got to fix that right away. Terry Smith, retention rate as opposed to a 6% retention rate. John Resendes, I appreciate you as well. Obe, Port St. Lucie, Florida, in the house. Byron, if rate hikes, then less likely passenger may tip drivers. Good point. So I really like that point that you raised there, that if they feel that they are getting a substantial rate hike, right? And let's say, here's the worst case scenario, folks, and we got to play out every different scenario, and that's what you got to do when you're running a company. If we do this, this and this and this could happen. If we do that, this and this and this could happen. Worst case scenario here is, think about this. CEO announces, hey, put out a memo to all the riders, passengers, your rates are going up 15% as of July the 1st. Let's just say 15%, July the 1st, right? Let's just also say none of the 15% gets passed on to the driver. None of it. That they bank the full 15%, right? What one of our subscribers in our house said correctly, that it could backfire on our tips. So the worst case scenario plays out the following way. CEO announces, let's just hypothetically say, July the 1st, 15% rate increase. None of that 15% is passed on to the driver. And now, as a retaliation method, which the drivers will do, which the riders, the passengers will do, they'll say, well, screw this. They're taking more of our money. They're taking 10, 15%. I can't pass on that 10 to 15% as tips anymore. It's just too much. Here's my way of rebelling. So it's a complete loss for the driver at that moment. The tips go down. They're not seeing anything of the 15%. The company is banking the 15%. You have an unhappy passenger. That's what you call a win-lose-lose situation, 3 parties, right? That, to me, I just painted right there the worst case scenario. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Ideal scenario is that Uber and Lyft hike the rates, immediately pass on a percentage to the drivers, and maybe give the passenger, the rider, more value. They can earn rewards or points. So it takes away from that punch, that 15% rate increase, so that they don't feel like they have to retaliate and drop our tips, right? So it all depends how you play this out. That's how I would do it, right? If I'm planning this, if I'm truly a good CEO, right, and I'm planning this, you just ask me how I would do it. I would say, okay, guys, we're going to go up 15% July the 1st. Of that, we're going to pass on 6 to 7% immediately to the driver, to keep them happy, to keep them involved, to keep them going on, right? We're going to take 7 to 8% ourselves for the house, for the company, right? And simultaneously, we launch a reward program, a better reward program for passengers, so they don't feel that impact. They can get, points on flights, points on hotels, points on restaurants. So you sort of take away that sucker punch, right? Because they will rebel and they will cut our tips. So it's all how you steer this ship, right? It's really a fine balance, a fine dance. We'll see how good they do. I saw that XL rates go up, and a week ago they said that they would increase our rates and give us more of a voice. And then very next week, they're increasing XL rates. How do these monkeys run this ship, steer the ship? I am blown away by their tactics. I really am. And folks, I'm having a legal team, and that's also, we're going to utilize any donation at Street Teams. We're getting a petition signed that we want to be at the table with our legal aids, with our legal representation, right? We're going to push a petition starting in California, working on that. Had a meeting with attorneys. That's costing me money out of my pocket right now. I'm just funding that, right? But I think once Street Teams really starts going, it's going to be a winner for all. I'm going to make this very short. I have kids to pick up. I have clients to pick up. They are sailing. I have my kids to pick up at basketball camp and volleyball camp. I wanted to push this out quickly and just say, passengers, riders, buckle up, my friend, buckle up, get ready, because Uber and Lyft are coming after you with rate increases. Royal Graphics, I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, I DM'd you and Street Teams about an Uber scam. I saw that Uber scam. Guys, if anybody's contacting you through the app, a no-no, right? Uber helpline never call you. And then this guy, Royal Graphics, pointed out they then offered some sort of like gift card. Bullshit. Don't fall for that type of crap. They were getting your number through the app and passing it on to another phone number. And this, I think it was a 201 or a 214 number. And then they were calling that driver back, offering gift cards. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Nobody contacts you through the phone at Uber and Lyft. No. So you already know it's a scam. Abbas, Adamu, thank you so much. I appreciate your... it's Roy Watkins. It's Street Teams with an S. If you could just correct that. I don't want to push a wrong URL out. It's streetteams.com. Okay. Thank you, Abbas, and thank you, Royal Graphics. I will make, if I need screenshots and more evidence on that Uber scam, and then I can make a video, right? But don't fall for any trick, for any scam that says you're going to get a gift card and they're calling you because they got your phone through one of the rides. Don't do it, guys. People sell phone numbers. They pass it on, and then the next thing, somebody else calls you and you think it's legit. No, it doesn't work that way. Streetteams.com, there it is. Go and register. Mzias, how are you, my friend? Thank you for putting the link there. Whoops. Uber and Lyft are going dark on us. So I'm going to rock and roll out of here. Vegas Inner Circle, I like that. If you're in the Vegas Inner Circle, I appreciate your contribution. Vegas Inner Circle, I'd love to see you at streetteams.com. Look for me, Rideshare Professor, on streetteams.com. I'm working on that petition that I want to get going in California with attorneys. I want to also push and get a legal letter out from attorneys telling Uber and Lyft we want to sit down with them and negotiate, right? On this whole thing, you know, with these new laws that they're trying to push through, these new bills that they're trying to push through. We got to be at the table. We cannot have politicians decide our fate. No. Uberman Paul, good to see you. Here we go. I got all the beautiful thumbs up. I appreciate that. Let me just take it. There it is. Again, thank you, Vegas Inner Circle. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution. Ismail Ruiz, who is this guy? This guy is the Rideshare Professor, and you're welcome. You're welcome in our house, Ismail Ruiz. Trevor L'Oreal, Driving Phoenix. Thank you, guys. Sending you good vibes back. There we go. Soul Empire, Conrad, Elengui. Hope you guys all have a marvelous afternoon. Please be on the lookout in Salt Lake City. Sent you a picture of that girl that went missing, OKC. You know, let's try and help find her. Let's assist the police. Her parents must be stressing through the roof. Where's this 23-year-old? She got into a Lyft car, apparently. Doesn't have to mean it was a Lyft driver. Could have been a fake Lyft driver, just like there are also fake Uber drivers out there preying predators on drunk people. Another Uber driver was just caught in a scam, picking up intoxicated girls, right? You see shit like this happening, report it to the police. 911, whatever you have to do. If you feel something is off, it usually is off. Report it. And look at my previous video that I pushed out today. Take a picture, a mental picture of that girl, right? And keep a lookout for her in Salt Lake City. Let's help find this girl. Let's help her reunite with her family. Let's assist the cops and the police, right? We can do it. Brothers and sisters of our house, we can do it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Go out there, drive safe, make money. Hit me up if you have any questions. You have my email, my number. If you need any help as a beginner, if you need any help as a vet, I'll gladly show you my ways that work out for me, and that is how to work smart, not hard at this game. I think a ratio of private trips to Uber trips and Lyft trips are the best solution of making money. And then on, if you register on Street Teams, you will also be in line to get the Ava dash cams. I have many. The company has sent me money, right? It's cool. And look out for my video on the Vava dash cam. It's coming soon, right? Safety, safety, safety is the buzzword at the moment, right? Whether you're a driver, whether you're a passenger, safety comes first. Our safety, their safety comes first. We got to identify these scammers. We got to identify these wolves out there, these predators, and report them. We don't have any time for idiots preying on this system, on this rideshare system. Out them, report them, fucking lock them up, as they say in South Africa. My friends, I wish you a great day. Thriller Man, I like it. It's almost like Thriller. Bum, bum, bum. Thriller Man, he's in the house. Like that. I want to sign up for the dash cam. Go to Street Teams. There's a lot of the links are right there. Hey, we had fun, couple of jokes. The serious part is we got to find this girl. The very serious part for passengers is coming. Your rates are going up, buddy. Get used to it. And the serious wake-up call needs to come in Dara's head, John Zimmer's head, and Logan Green's head. Pass on some of that money to the people that make you the money. Thank you. Have a marvelous day.